Aisha Al-Mazmi and Mikhail Atiyah.
On Pulse 95.
It's only been the second day of the holy month of Ramadan, and it already feels like we've been doing this forever.
Oh, yeah, I do
Those
feel
2
that.
hours start really kicking in, don't they?
I don't mind the 2 hours, again, because I've been doing 2 hours during our events.
Yeah.
So I've done these before. I'm okay with them, even though those 2 hours are quite different, because usually we'd have guests, and you'd actually feel the time pass by even faster when you have, like, you're rotating between guest after guest. Over here, it's still a lot of fun, which is why I feel like the days are passing fast, and it feels like we've been doing it for such a long time, even though it is day 2 of what? The evening Karak, not the magic hour. It is the magic hours. It is in plural form because we are going live from 8 p.m. all the way till 10 p.m.
Yes, we are doubling it down for today. And also, don't forget, we have our daily prize for solving the daily riddle. And one thing that I really like about this is that we don't know the answer to the riddle. So we're trying to make our own little wild guesses, intellectual guesses. And you can guess yourself and could win yourself 500 dirham cold hard cash, courtesy of the Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
I love how you said intellectual.
Because sometimes, like, we really try to think hard about it.
Just say you.
I overthink the riddles.
Because I'm still, it's been an entire 24 hours and I'm still thinking about the ocean. How was it the ocean?
Well, that's my job here is done if I made you think after the show about that.
I could have thought about any other thing, Mikhail. I could have thought, I don't know, about and literally anything else.
Well,
the ocean, that you apparently could be purple according to him, pink,
Any
orange,
color?
yellow,
Yes.
okay, green, yes.
Did you look
blue,
into the
yes.
science of how, like, the color of the ocean?
No, I know the science behind it. I told
Okay.
you, because sometimes it depends on the bacteria, the algae, and whatnot. I understand that, but every single color, now that's just taking it too far. So we'll try. Here's our promise. We'll try to have intellectual guesses. We're not going to outright say, yes, our guesses are intellectual. We're going to try having them. But I'm mostly excited about the second hour because we have a review. Just like we promised you guys, we went and watched Thunder Force. And boy, are we divided.
Oh my God.
It's so bad how divided we are. And it reminds me of exactly what I said yesterday.
Yeah.
That the movie had the internet divided. And apparently so is the Evening Karak team.
Can't wait to see your final verdict on this. And we also want you guys to join in the conversation. Text us 4215 and Salater do. Stay locked and stay tuned for that riddle to get a chance to also win, again, 500 dirham cash. We're going to be taking a bit of a break. We got some musical treats for the hour, and coming up next, we're going to be talking about The Army of the Dead. The trailer just came out. Zack Snyder's upcoming film. What is it about? What's our first impressions? Well, stay tuned for that.
Pulse 95.
Yesterday, we got a glimpse of Snack.
Snack.
This is the
Well, he
second time I
do
say
be looking like a snack. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
And this is the second time I say it. Zack Snyder. It's just so easy to say just Snack. I like it.
That could be his nickname. You can do that.
The Snacks. Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, that everybody know when anticipating for the past couple of months and weeks. And I gotta say, first of all, why is it 2 minutes and 51 seconds long?
What is up with these trailers? Who are hiring these people? We don't need, because, like, at that point, 2 to 3 minute mark means that you're almost revealing a little bit too much.
It's a summary of the entire movie.
And there's a lot of action flicks.
Yeah.
Where honestly the trailer told me what the story is, even the twists, before I even got to watch the film. One example is Terminator Genesis. That was terrible.
Really?
Terrible, man. They showed 2 twists in that trailer. I'm like, why are you doing this?
2.
Yeah.
Not even
So
just
bad.
one and save the other one for the movie. Well, I'm hoping that, I don't know, they stop doing this because, yes, the movies are getting longer. Like, the average movie is around 2 hours, 10 minutes long. But we don't need the trailers to be as long. 1 minute trailers are more than enough. 1 minute 30 seconds, 2 minutes maximum. Please do not go beyond that.
The more vague, the better.
Exactly. Most people are going to be watching that movie anyway because, again, it's on Netflix, is Zack Snyder. And also starring the great Dave Bautista, who we haven't seen since Hotel Artemis and Guardians of the Galaxy and what is else? Oh, Endgame as well.
I think he also did a comedy flick where he was a spy or something like that.
There was something, but it was very kind of low-key in comparison to Endgame in the MCU, and now we're seeing him here in Army of the Dead, which is a sequel to Dawn of the Dead all the way from 2004.
Also directed by Zack Snyder. Apparently, this film was his breakthrough in Hollywood.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, he actually directed 300 after it. Am I correct?
Yes.
And again, that is what he was known for. And now he's known for his Justice League movies and DCEU movies. And I gotta say, I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
It hyped me up. I had, again, stopped by the 1 minute mark, even though by the 1 minute mark, we don't even see the zombies yet. We're just seeing all the characters, which honestly isn't bad. I really like the characters and how they looked like, the way they portrayed them, one after the other. They looked incredibly cool.
If you want to guys know a little bit of synopsis, Army of the Dead follows a group of mercenaries who plot a heist on a Las Vegas casino during a zombie outbreak. Now, there's this like Chinese guy who comes out of nowhere. Japanese, sorry. And he says, "Listen, I got a job that's gonna give you $50 million if you pull it off." And already I got this like Ocean's 11 vibe.
Exactly,
you know,
and that's what I loved about it. It's a very new twist to the zombie movie trope.
And what I also like, the zombies, they're not just regular zombies that are just, crawling and slow. No, the trailer does emphasize that some of them are a little bit more intellectual. Like they're more smarter, they're more perceptive, they're faster, they're somewhat more aware, And that could be also a problem for this team of mercenaries who thought this was just going to be an easy job. Just go into a little zombie land and grab some money and get out. But no, it seems like there's a greater threat in the horizon.
Yes, because this continues kind of the story, the premise of Dawn of the Dead. Because back then there was a zombie outbreak and we were watching as the character kind of has to live with something so new, like this something is happening like that. But now this is a good couple of years into the zombie apocalypse, and that those millions of dollars, the heist that they have to do is in Las Vegas, in a place where it's going to be basically annihilated completely by the army within 32 hours. So there are so many stressful things they need to consider, and I really like that because he basically took a lot of random tropes from heist tropes, zombie tropes, and he combined them all but smartly, as in adequately, not something where it's over the top and too much. And I really, really love the whole intellectual zombies tropes, or at least a new version of zombies.
An evolution to them, yeah.
Exactly, because we've seen too many Plant vs. Zombie-esque kind of movies.
Like, I can't watch Walking Dead anymore. I just can't. It's the same thing,
Exactly, and The Walking Dead has been going on for a long time, maybe around the time when it was in its prime TV. It was something new, it was something crazy. And I will go back to one of my favorite zombie TV shows called Kingdom. And I remember that I spoke about it during Thursday recommendations, where there was a twist to how the zombies are and how much faster they are. They just run after you and they're brutal and ruthless. So this whole new version of zombies, I love it, honestly.
Army of the Dead is coming out in May 17th on Netflix. And we're definitely going to be watching it and reviewing it here on the Evening Karak. Will it be Evening Karak on May 17th?
Actually, no. I think it might be around
We'll be
Eid.
back to Afternoon Karak, right?
We're going to be back Afternoon Karak. It might be even Eid. We don't know because, we don't know the future, but it's going to be around the same time.
We also don't know the riddle, which we're going to be talking about right after this little short break. And we want you guys to join in. Text us 4215 and still out there do. Be sure to stay tuned, stay locked right here to the Evening Karak.
Pulse 95.
All right, let's get into our riddle segment. As usual, Mikhail and I have no idea what the riddle is. We haven't heard it, and we don't even know the answer, even though it's been playing throughout the couple of shows throughout the entire day. So we've already got people texting in for the grand, lovely prize of 500 dirhams cash, courtesy of the Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I was about to say Sharjah Chamber of
Secrets?
Sharjah Chamber.
I can see how that could happen.
It was about to happen. But anyway, let's listen to the riddle. Listen carefully.
Does anyone anybody else feel like a fried egg? But you can call me
The Riddler. Riddle me this, riddle me that.
What goes straight? What goes down? Left and right and goes around. Always still, never moves. What am I? Let me repeat that. What goes straight? What goes down? Left and right and goes around. Always still, never moves. What am I?
The awesome Sharjah Ramadan Festival is back. Solve the riddle and win 500 dirhams cash daily. It's also your chance to win wow prizes from participating outlets. Organised by Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
All right, so that was the riddle. And already Aisha's, you got that, the eyebrows
God.
raising.
Yeah, I'm completely blank. Yesterday's, I outright was like, yeah, it's a cup, it's a glass. But today, I cannot think of anything besides a line. But I know lines don't move, but you draw a line, right? Does that
Left,
count?
right, the up, down.
Yeah.
It doesn't move. It even goes around.
A roundabout?
Roundabout. Yeah, that could be it.
No, you can go. Okay, you can go left, right around, and then. Oh, wait a second. Yes, It could be a roundabout. See, guys, well, we promised you intellectual guessing. This is an intellectual guess. What else can work? I'm still kind of iffy about the line. I'm, thinking more of a roundabout.
What about down? So downhill, a hill,
A bridge?
maybe. Yeah, a bridge can go down.
You can. Well, the office has to go down. Have you ever seen a bridge? It just keeps going upwards.
Oh my God. Texas 4215. It's a salat or do. Share your answer, guess the riddle, and you can win 500 dirham cash.
And you can do a lot with 5 dirham. 500 dirhams, not 5.
Still good with 5.
I mean, maybe. You can get to the
Like a
McDonald's.
bubble gum or something.
You can get 5 McDonald's ice creams.
And make wings.
But with 500 dirhams, you can get 500 McDonald's ice creams. Guys, think about it. Let me think of what else can you buy with 500 dirhams? At least 50, maybe 45 Happy Meals.
Yeah, maybe.
45 Happy Meals, or at least 30
And
Happy
imagine
Meals.
you buy 45 Happy Meals and you get all the same toys every time.
At some point you will, because I think there's only around 4 of them.
But we're saying all of it. You get the same toy. I'm gonna call McDonald's yo, we got a problem here.
I mean, actually, I have a question now for McDonald's. Is how many Happy Meal toys do they have per day?
I don't know. I think it depends on the collection. Yeah.
Will you run out? We just buy all of their Happy Meals, as in literally all the burgers and nuggets and fries, and then, well, not fries. Fries are always there.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the small buns and nuggets are also still there. But if we're talking about the toys and even the packaging, do they only have maybe 45 of them? And you can go to your local McDonald's and with those 500 dirhams, just buy every single one of them. That's an idea.
You could, and I think what would happen is if they don't have enough for that day, they would call you up later and say, "Hey, we're going to deliver the rest of the toys to your house." So that would be a bit ridiculous.
That would be ridiculous. But then maybe you can go to the McDonald's next door, the one a bit across the street, and get another one, because around my house there are at least 3 McDonald's.
Okay.
There's 3 of them. So if I finish all the Happy Meals in one of them,
you just go. It's how many toys do you have?
how many Happy Meal packages do you have? How many can I buy right now? Maybe
Just a
ma'am,
menace to society.
they're like, ma'am, only 30. I'm like, I want all of them
Let's
right
make
now.
it happen, because I got 500 dirham cash, and you can get yourself 500 dirham cash by solving this riddle. It goes left, it goes right, it goes up and down, and it goes around, but it stays still. What is it? Let us know. Texas 4215. It's Salat or Do. We're going to keep this going, and we're going to be taking a bit of a break, but coming up next, we're talking about PlayStation 5. Finally, there's an update to...
The first major update.
Major update to change your storage. It's a big deal for anybody who has a PS5, unlike me. So stay tuned right here to the Evening Karak.
This is Pulse 95.
PS5 users are probably rejoicing since they finally got the first major update for the PlayStation 5, and I believe one of the updates is super, super important, and I feel like it changes a lot of things when it comes to using your PS5, and that it adds external storage support, which is something I've always loved when it comes to any sort of console, whether it's handheld or, those big consoles from Sony and Microsoft. I just love it. It makes your life so much easier when you are able to utilize an external, not extended, external storage device.
Now, what's really cool about this is because a lot of people, the biggest issue with them is storage.
Yeah.
And with games getting more ambitious and bigger, and for example, like Call of Duty, a lot of people have this issue.
Oh, yeah, I
with
remember.
like 400, 500 gig worth of space just for one game. It's good to have this external storage because I know your PS5 is going to fill up pretty quick. Even if you have like 1 terabyte, it's not technically. 200 gig goes to native apps, and then 800 goes to just general games that you have.
Yeah, and the games, like you said, are getting bigger and bigger. And if you already have the PS5, and we usually has a 7-year life cycle, doesn't it? 6 years.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of games.
Exactly, and who knows when Sony's going to come out with a 2 terabyte, a 3 terabyte PS5. So you're going to want to sort of back up older games instead of having to delete them and reinstall them, and it's such a hassle. So, but one thing to bear in mind is that there's still no updates on internal storage expansions, whether you're able to put a new slot in yourself. Only for now, you can back it up into your own personal SSD expansion pack.
One thing is better than nothing, to be honest. And already all over the internet, there are a lot of guides and onto where you can buy PS5 or Sony approved or Sony compatible external storage devices. And again, I really love it. And you guys, if you've been tuning in to the afternoon Karak, you would have heard me talk about my gripe with the Switch and how I've always wanted it to be compatible with basically be able to switch around the memory SSD, but then it's the whole thing where it's basically just archives it for you and does not allow you to access it the way it used to be in some other consoles. So I'm very happy for all PS5 owners that they have the chance to do that. And again, it's smart of Sony. It's a smart step if they want people to keep on buying the PS5, which isn't hard. Obviously, it's been running out every 2 days within 2 minutes. But if they want it to be as long-living as possible, just like Mikhail said, since it's going to have so many games that are going to be probably pretty big and hefty, this is the way, especially since they introduced it in the first major update.
Yeah.
That is very smart of them. That means they're aware of the capabilities of the PS5.
Do let us know. Text us 4215. It's a lot to do. Are you actually having storage issues as of now with just the early phase of the PlayStation 5? And there's going to be some big games coming out: Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Horizon Zero Dawn. We don't know about God of War Ragnarok, but you're definitely going to need a lot of space for those big games.
Oh yeah, especially since there were rumors going around that Sony are probably going to be focusing on AAA games only for quite a while. So that means the games are going to get bigger and bigger from now onwards. Now move on to our next story. Now this is a good one, and I think it's valid. This is a very angry woman, and I stand with her because a high court in India dismisses a lawyer's plea seeking action against Prince Harry for breach of promise to marry her.
What?
Yes. How could he?
I gotta hear this one.
How could he? Stay tuned for that and so much more only here on the Evening Karak.
Not in the news?
Not in the news. Weirdness that happened
Today.
True story.
Now, I know that a lot of us have had daydreams about a certain celebrity or a well-known person, marrying them and living with them, in eternal, matrimonial bliss, to say the least. And apparently this woman takes it a step further because she actually went to court to sue the royal family, the British royal family, and Prince Harry because, according to her, he promised her that he will marry her, and she produced proof and evidence.
Okay. Now, this either could be the real deal, or this is just somebody who's going a little bit too far about their obsession for Prince Harry.
I stand with her. It takes a lot of courage to go against a British royal family. That's one thing.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of courage to say, this man cheated me. He lied to me.
But sometimes bravery can mean just being plain stupid, you know? And maybe this is the case here.
Again, I still stand with her.
Well, after the court looked into her petition, the judge has wrote a lengthy statement in which he says that he finds the petition to be really nothing but a daydreamer's fantasy about marrying Prince Harry.
How dare he?
He also goes on to say that the petition, though very poorly drafted, both grammatically and lacking the knowledge of pleadings, speaks about some emails between the petitioner and Prince Harry in which the person sending the email has stated that he promised to marry soon. So maybe this is just a regular case of a catfish MTV scenario, you know?
And that's just sad.
I know, yeah.
Now I feel bad for her. But I still stand with her. I stand justice for this lady.
I don't, because I feel like this is just a waste of valuable court time, you know? The judge would find this as like, this is ridiculous. Why am I spending my time on this case?
The fact that he actually took it into consideration is great, you know? It just shows that he takes his job very seriously, that, you know, no case is not going to go, you know, checked, and he's gonna make sure everything is run through. So he took this case into consideration.
He's like, "Ooh, some scandal from the royal family. Let me bring this up."
And then he reads it and he's like, "Nope, not the scandal I was looking for." But my point is, like, I still stand with her.
Okay.
I really do.
Love comes from weird places.
Exactly. I get it. I mean, all of us get it. All of us have had that moment. I mean, yeah, she was catfish, most likely, most probably. And it's not like Prince Harry is bored and just sending her emails and promising to marry her, especially since he is happily married to Meghan Markle. And they're expecting a daughter very soon as well, along with the little Prince Archie as well. So like they
can't afford the scandal. They
cannot afford it, and I don't think he has the time and, you know, energy to go into
He's like,
something.
"Oh, not her, please."
Especially since they never met face to face, according to the lady, and also she's never even stepped foot in the UK in the first place. So it was already a lost cause for her. But at the same time,
we
I
still wish her all the
understand
best. I hope she finds somebody that does look like Prince Harry, possibly of some royal lineage.
Maybe we're holding our hopes out for her. But Mikhail, I have to ask you.
Yeah.
If it was you, who would it be?
If I were to write a petition.
No, if you had like a dream celebrity or somebody well known who you want for you to marry.
Hold up.
Who would that be? It could be a fictional character if you'd like. You can go there.
I do have a few crushes.
Mm-hmm.
It would be, I'd love to make a petition for Jennifer Lawrence.
Interesting.
Yeah. I do like her. I think there's who else?
Who else?
No, not Angelina Jolie. I think that was my middle school crush.
Yeah, it's very interesting when you look back into your celebrity crushes from when you were younger, and then you look at what the celebrity crushes from the present, and you're like, interesting. You know, what I found attractive back then and what I find attractive right now.
But I think for you, no matter what, you'd petition for either Ryan Gosling or Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth, yeah, but I don't want to be a homewrecker. He's already married. See, unlike this lady, I have put that into consideration, so I would not do that.
A woman of honor, guys.
Of course. You should know my answer to this. You should.
Who else?
Two more. At least two more. Like I can think of
Chris Evans.
No.
Sorry.
You know him.
I think I do.
He's our crush. He's the afternoon Karak / evening Karak crush. Mikhail, you know him.
My memory's blank.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
How could you forget him?
I'm sorry. I should just leave right now. How could I do this to myself?
A disgrace.
Who's the fourth one?
Jason Momoa, obviously.
Jason Momoa, Aquaman.
Aquaman, he is amazing. I could probably write a whole list of people. One of my, it's like you had Angelina Jolie as your middle school crush. I'd say my middle school / high school crush was Tom Hiddleston,
Ooh.
who is still from Thor.
Still, I can agree. He's still crush material.
He's really cool, honestly. He's still super cool. And, again, we wish this lady all the luck she needs to get over this very traumatizing event.
If anything, I hope her fantasy becomes a reality.
Somehow, we hope so. Coming up next is another of our new segments for Ramadan. It is the guessing game, and Mikhail's gonna make me guess something. He didn't tell me what it is, but he's gonna make me guess maybe a character, a movie, a TV show, video game, a quote. Honestly, the options are endless. Join in the conversation. We'd love for you to join in the guessing game. So text us 4215. It's a lot or do. Coming right up next, right here on the Evening Karak.
Pulse 95.
We love introducing new segments. I mean, we think of a new segment every once in a while, but obviously it's Ramadan and we need to add something very interesting, something super cool. Besides our riddle and besides our storytelling, we also have a guessing game. Now, there is absolutely no prize for this one, but the prize is all about the triumph of being able to guess something.
Just some bragging rights.
Some bragging rights. What's wrong with that? So you can join in with me as I try to guess whatever Mikhail has in store for me, and now I can end up guessing anything, honestly. The sky is the limit. Could be a game, could be a person, could be a character, could be a TV show, a movie, a song, absolutely anything.
Yeah.
So let's start with the first hint.
Okay, so this is a quote, and I won't say where it's from.
So am I supposed to guess the thing or the person?
So I'm going to make you listen to this quote, and you have to say the person, either the person or where this person comes from, okay? And you can...
Okay, so it's a character.
And you can do like a 21 question thing where, you ask me and I say yes, no, yes, no.
Okay, cool. Okay.
But if you want hints and you just give up, I'll try to throw in a hint in there.
All right.
All right, let's do it.
You clearly don't know who you're talking to, so let me clue you in. I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? No. I am the one who knocks.
Okay. What do you think, Aisha?
The part I am the one who knocks is very, very familiar.
Yes, it was very popular.
But I can't remember where it's from.
I am the one who knocks. Now go ahead, ask me questions. Anything.
Okay.
Now throw in a yes or a no or maybe.
I'm trying to remember. I can't think of where I heard the name Skylar, but it's a movie, right?
No.
Oh, it's not a movie.
See, you're getting close.
It's a TV show?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I got it. I got it.
No.
Yes.
Already, is that
Baking bread?
Yes,
Baking
it is.
bread.
Yes, congratulations. Wow. Because you never watched the show, but I think already you kind of know from
the voice.
You know the voice, yeah.
Yeah, and I remembered when I've seen when he has random anger fits.
Yeah, I see. All right.
So I was able to guess it. Shout out to me for being, a genius.
Or more just cultured, your stuff.
Yeah, because I'm a genius.
So I'm actually going to score this down. Aisha wins the guessing game for today.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Uh-huh.
We're going to keep this throughout the whole month of Ramadan. Let's see the total score after that.
Next time is going to be my turn.
Oh, man. I know you kind of you have more of a niche taste, so you can throw something in there that I never heard before.
Yeah, but I won't do that because obviously I still want you to eventually guess it, or at least, have some idea of it. So I'm going to need to think really, really well. But then tomorrow, it's your turn with the storytelling.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. You need to pick the first line of the story. I cannot wait for it tomorrow. And hopefully... Okay, no, actually, I don't mind if it goes as crazy as it did yesterday, but... Well, would you
anything goes. That's what I love about it.
Anything goes. That is true. And guys, remember, we have a riddle going on where you can win 500 dirhams cash, courtesy of the Sharjah Chamber. I was going to say it again.
Chamber of Secrets. No,
Chamber of Secrets, where they're hiding the basilisk. No. The Chamber of Commerce and Industry, thank you so much for providing this. And guys, 500 dirhams. Let me remind you of Mikhail's idea yesterday. He said, if you join in several times throughout this month, the holy month of Ramadan, and you answer correctly and you were chosen at random at least 4 or 5 times, you can buy a PS5. Just think about it. It's a good idea. Just easy 500 dirhams. All you have to do is guess the riddle. The riddle is playing throughout the hour. And Mikhail, I think, do you remember the riddle?
Yes, I do. So,
go ahead.
What is left? What is right? What goes up and down? What goes around but stays still?
Now, my guess was a roundabout or a line.
My guess was a hill. Somewhat a
Because
a hill stands still and it can kind of go around. It can go up and down, left and right. You know, but still,
it's the thing that goes around, isn't it? Not the hill.
I see.
So as in the hill doesn't move unless it's some kind of
the
horror
around
movie.
part is what really messes up the whole guess.
Yeah, which is why for some reason I'm like, roundabout? But am I moving or is the roundabout moving? What is going on? We have no idea because again, the answer hasn't even been revealed to us yet. So stay tuned for that. You guys still have a chance to join in the raffle. 4215 Itisalat or do. We're going to be taking a short break and we're going to be jumping into the second hour of the evening Karak. I was going to say evening afternoon Karak. Which is worse.
I would highlight that
Which
immediately.
was worse than afternoon Karak, but the evening Karak, because what? We're going live from 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. Stay tuned for that and so much more only here on Pulse 95.
You're listening to Pulse 95.
Yes, we are back with the second hour of the evening Karak, and that means that we're going to be delving into the winner of the riddle, but not right now. You have until 9:30, and that will be the cut-off time before we will, choose our winner. So listen to the riddle very, very carefully right now.
Does anybody else feel like a fried egg? But you can call me the Riddler.
Riddle me this, riddle me that.
What goes straight? What goes down? Left and right and goes around. Always still, never moves. What am I? Let me repeat that. What goes straight? What goes down? Left and right and goes around. Always still, never moves. What am I?
The awesome Sharjah Ramadan Festival is back. Solve the riddle and win 500 dirhams cash daily. It's also your chance to win wow prizes from participating outlets. Organised by Sharjah Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
I think I figured it out.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's my luck.
It's your luck. It
My
goes
luck.
up and down, left
It's
and
up
right,
and
goes
down.
around, but stays still.
Up and down.
Oh, okay, that's a wild guess. I like that.
I mean, it's an
It's more
adequate
abstract.
guess.
I like those abstract kind of guesses.
It makes sense. My luck is just all over the place. I have my good days, alhamdulillah, and then I have my deep, dark abyss days also, alhamdulillah. But what else are we going to do about that? I don't know. Do I need a lucky egg or something?
I have another guess.
Which is?
I think you might like this one.
Which is?
It's the ocean. We brought it back.
Ya Allah.
It goes up. It goes down.
You mean
It
the
goes
tide?
over.
You mean the tide?
Just like an ocean. You know, like
What kind of
waves.
ocean?
Let's say the waves.
See, waves, then, that makes
Yeah,
sense. But
okay.
not the actual ocean.
I just wanted to annoy you.
Unless
that's all.
it's commentary about, climate change, then yeah, that makes sense. Climate change is really bad. With the ocean levels are rising and they're dropping and it's going around and up and down. And
So the guess is global warming, climate change, natural disasters. It could be whatever it is. Text says 4215. It's a lot to do. We don't know the answer.
No, we don't. It shows that we really don't know the answer. I promise you guys, we are not lying right now. We are as clueless as you are. So we want you to text 4215 Itisalat or do and tell us your answer for a chance to win 500 dirhams cash.
Cash.
Again, what can you do with 5 dirhams cash, Mikhail?
Everything.
At least 40 shawarmas.
Take advantage of Ramadan offers. Go shopping. Take your friend
40
out.
shawarmas.
You know, I don't know. Let me think of another thing.
40
Take your
shawarmas.
cat for grooming. You know.
There you go. That's a good. Actually, here's another one. That would be the amount you could pay for adopting a cat or a dog or some bird or some fish. Guys, just think about it. You might be feeling lonely and you'd be like, what do I need? Maybe do I need a companion? Yes, take this 500 dirhams that you can win right here on the evening Karak, and then use it as the adoption fee, and then you use the rest of the money to buy all these equipment for your new best friend. That could be a cat, could be a dog, could be a parrot, could be a rabbit, could be a hamster. Again, get a hamster. Just warning, guys. Trigger warning. They're quite brutal.
Just study up on hamsters before you get
study
one.
up on hamsters, or tune in or listen to our podcast from a couple of days ago. Search up the afternoon Karak or the evening Karak on wherever you listen to podcasts, and that is Spotify, whether it's Anghami, Apple Podcasts, and you can basically catch up with that very traumatizing story I had with my own hamster when I was 16 years old. Now I'll move on. Something very important. I've been waiting for this one. I've been really waiting for this one, and that is our review of Thunder Force, because it apparently divided the internet, and it's also dividing Mikhail and I, because we have two very different reactions to this movie, two polar opposite everything about this movie. Cannot wait to delve right into it. Coming right up next, right here on the Evening Karak.
Pulse 95.
I love how both of us are arguing. Who's gonna go first? But the reason why I want to go first, so I can throw it at you, because we're gonna be reviewing Thunder Force, a superhero comedy starring Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer. It is a movie about two childhood best friends who team up and reunite to become a crime-fighting superhero duo when one of them invents a formula that gives ordinary people superpowers. Mikhail, you have the stage. Go ahead.
This movie is undoubtedly, probably one of the worst films ever watched this year. I don't know what to tell you. Already, right from the get-go, the premise is it's just so confusing. I'm feeling like, what's going on here? So what they're trying to do here, they're trying to build this world, right, where these people they're mutated, and they're called the miscreants, right? They're called the miscreants, and they go out and they wreak havoc and chaos. And I'm thinking, okay, if there's evil super villains, why isn't there good superheroes?
Because that just shows you weren't paying attention.
No.
Because it literally said at the beginning of the movie, only people who have sociopathic tendencies were the ones who turned into people with powers.
Still, you can be a sociopath, but at the same time you can have a change of heart, right? And
Here's
that is
the thing.
never
First of all, you're absolutely right, because I feel like that was kind of a problematic premise, because it is something that has to do with mental health, and you don't want to use words like psychopath and sociopath just so easily and throw it around, because it already has a very bad stigma, and everybody is already struggling with their mental health and already feel like they're struggling with going and asking for help. So going around using that as the reason why people are evil, actually no, because we don't want to ruin the movie. Not everybody was evil now, was there? One of my favorite characters was not evil, was he?
I would say that one particular character.
Even though, I think that's where the plot kind of gets confusing, because that character said they turned into whatever they were. Again, we're not trying to ruin the movie. It's spoiler free right here. It's because they were in a radioactive area.
Still, and just because you get these powers, you're just immediately evil, and the city finds no countermeasures to defeat these miscreants.
Listen, if you think about Pacific Rim, the best movie out there, they took them several years for them to create a force that will fight the kaijus, right? Mm-hmm. Same thing here. That only took them several years because they needed to find.
It took a mad scientist, such as what's her name?
Emily.
Emily.
Yeah.
To create some sort of serum to, if you, after doing some treatments, you get superpowers.
The thing is, because her parents died from the miscreants, she spent all her lifetime dedicating herself to find a way to also become as powerful as those miscreants. So it's going to take a long time, especially if it's a small group. One person who took it upon herself to do it, maybe, because again, we're focusing on the United States, maybe in other countries they don't have these issues. Who knows? So I feel like, although I didn't like the fact that they used sociopathy as the reason why they became evil, power-wielding people.
Yeah.
But
it falls apart. That's the problem with this film, is the story you can break it apart immediately just by asking very simple questions.
Such as?
Okay, first off, if you're gonna be able to create a serum like that, wouldn't the government get involved? It's like, oh, you're creating superhuman enhancing drugs. Why is this not regulated?
But I don't think anybody knows.
Still.
Because she just has a big lab and she was considered like this super intelligent person who was doing something.
Still, I
mean, the government was involved at the end when she made it. Again, we don't want to ruin it, but it's kind of obvious. The premise of the movie is kind of obvious. So even if we do kind of accidentally ruin it, it's nothing that would be too surprising, to be honest.
Has anyone watched this movie? I really need your opinion on this, because I'm just going to destroy this film.
Go ahead. Keep on going. I mean, it's your hour. Go ahead.
Okay. I mean,
what else did you hate about the movie?
I hate that it's unintentionally cringy. A lot of the comedy just goes way over my head. Some jokes keep being repeated. Like, I get it. It's funny the first time, but no, it comes back again.
I love how you said that, because I was laughing really hard.
I don't know. The raw chicken thing was funny the first time, but then the second, third, I'm like, stop it. We get it. Melissa McCarthy, I feel like she's come to a point like somewhere similar to Kevin Hart, where she is playing the same one-note character, but with a different plot every time.
I agree with you, but
it's getting boring.
I feel it's the opposite, because usually what happens with the Melissa McCarthy movie, which is a reason why I generally stay clear from any Melissa McCarthy comedy movie, is because it's repetitive. And while her character was the same kind of character, she toned it down, actually.
No,
she toned it down so much in comparison to her previous movies.
I don't know what to tell you. This movie, like you said, it's dividing us.
It's dividing us.
Somehow you've had a blast watching it. I just was infuriated. I was frustrated. There was nothing about it that I'm trying to say that it's a good film.
I'm laughing because
I'm struggling.
I have literally whatever you say. I have the opposite belief. Like, honestly, I was actually laughing very hard at some parts, not all of it.
Okay.
At some parts, I just found it. For some reason, it was funny. I have no idea what was going on. I was actually playing on my phone at some point, but I was still laughing. So we're going to be taking a short break, guys. And then we're going to move on to my opinion that, if you guys haven't guessed it, is the complete opposite of what Mikhail and I believe Hidayah was also watching it with you, right?
Hada as well. Hada just was poker face. She's like, I hate this movie.
Exactly. They did not like it, but I actually, wait for it. I did not like it. I loved it. Coming right up next.
Oh my God.
Right here on the Evening Karak.
Pulse 95.
We are continuing our review of the superhero comedy flick Thunder Force that's just came out on Netflix. It's really dividing me and Aisha because I don't like it, and she apparently loves it. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Aisha.
Now, here's the thing.
I'm going to be watching you in just silence, judging you.
The thing is, as I was telling you, you thought that the story felt that it was the world building, in my opinion, was adequate. It made sense. For a movie that was an hour 34 minutes, actually it was an hour 20 minutes, Mikhail. It did a better job of telling me the origins of the superheroes, as in how the powers came up.
In like 10 seconds.
Again, even that was adequate. Because again, we cannot compare it to anything from the MCU, the DCEU, or anything that is serious. Because for a comedy superhero, it does a perfect job of doing exactly what it's supposed to do.
But any film should still have some logic to it. And I feel...
It was logical to me. It made sense to me. again, the whole meteor. You want to play the buzzer sound really badly, don't you?
I want to choke myself. No, go ahead.
Here's the thing. Again, if you're thinking about it from that point of view, objectively speaking, I went into it, although I had bias against Melissa McCarthy, and I was like, I know I will dislike this movie. I actually enjoyed it. It did its part. It did its job. It was fun. That is it. It wasn't supposed to be serious. It wasn't supposed to be deep. It played some repetitive tropes, that is true, but it also added a couple of new tropes here and there, and it was fine. And even those tropes were very shallow because what, Mikhail? It is a superhero comedy movie.
Okay.
So that's why I'm like, you know what? For what it did, I actually enjoyed it.
Okay.
It is a sort of movie that you'd watch maybe when you sit down with your family, you've got some kids. Okay, maybe, kind of kids that are 13, 14, 15 maybe, with your parents and whatnot, your family members. Maybe some sort of movie that plays in the background while you're playing a board game. It's that kind of movie. It's not the kind you take any seriously or anything. And the thing is, I always say that, is that comedy movies, I feel like comedy is very, very hard to nail.
It's subjective.
It's very, very subjective. It's very hard to be objectively funny. Now, there's a movie that we cannot really talk about that you and I both enjoyed. It was hilarious, but there were parts of it that I felt were too much. And I'm like, this is where I draw the line for me. So even when something is funny, and even those were like a whole new experience. But here, when you go back to this movie, especially since I feel like they're coming from, remember how we always spoke about how there are some old tropes when it comes to comedy and action movies that we have outgrown in the past 10, 15 years? Like, for example, Norbit. If you try to give us another Norbit sequel, we're going to be exhausted. We're going to hate it so much. Nobody's going to watch it. Nobody's going to have that, deep, intense feeling towards it because we've outgrown that sort of comedy.
And this is what this movie feels like.
It feels like it, but it actually moved forward.
It's a little dated. I don't know.
It is a little dated, but it did better than I expected it to do. I thought it's going to be completely, 2009-esque, 2008-esque Melissa McCarthy comedy, but it wasn't. There were some refined parts. I like, for example, the part where they were singing. I found it funny for some reason. The part with the Lamborghini, I was laughing. Don't ask why, but I found it funny when they're trying to squeeze into it and just a slow motion. But you know what I loved the most?
What?
Was Palm Clementif, who played the laser. Because she's a very serious actress. We've seen her as in Guardians of the Galaxy and in previous movies. She's a very serious sort of actress. And then we see her here also at the beginning. She seemed very serious, like, oh my God, she's a super villain-esque kind of person, femme fatale. And then she's just a stupid person who wants to kill people.
Just very cartoonish, yeah.
It's very cartoonish. And even the way when she starts moving in slow motion, and I just started laughing. Even when we're talking about the king, I was laughing when he was making some stupid things here and there. The crab as well. Maybe Emily and I forgot Melissa's character's name. Lydia. Maybe they were a bit too outdated. Maybe they're the ones who slowed down.
If anything, they felt forced as a dynamic.
I liked them at the beginning when they were kids. Even the kids, actually, they were a lot more fun, maybe. They were not bad later on, but I feel like the other cast was what made me laugh the most and brought it together. Actually, I like the restaurant scene with the crab. I'm trying not to ruin it. Even that was completely ridiculous, and that's what I took this movie. I did not take it seriously. Absolute ridiculousness, which is why. Are you ready for it, Mikhail?
Final verdict.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yes.
We're talking there were so many great movies that were like an 8 out of 10. Not even Godzilla was 8.
Because I hated Godzilla.
Okay. I'm gonna ruin this woman's career right now. I'm giving this movie a 2 out of 10.
Oh wow.
It is so frustrating to watch this film. It's barely funny. It is not worth watching at all.
It was
2 out of,
hilarious.
and I'm being like generous with 2 out of 10.
Watch it with your friends and family, guys. And again, do not
And
take it seriously.
They're not gonna forgive you if you let them watch it.
I told you exactly why I have those sentiments towards this movie. Again, I just found some parts of it that are redeemable. Again, the other characters.
8 out of 10.
Palm Clementif was funny. She was funny.
This has been honestly the weirdest review we've ever had, and the most divided at least. And I don't know what to say anymore. Thunder Force. If you've watched it, let us know. Text us 4215. It's a lot to do. Apparently, it is the second most viewed film in the UAE.
Yes.
But I know there's a few of that regret watching it, like me. But some of you have enjoyed it, like Aisha.
Which is
Such
why,
a
again,
complete opposite.
I have a question now. How are we going to even put it up
I'm
as
not
a
going to
video?
even put a score. I'm just going to put a highlight.
Just a question mark. Divided.
It's like, did you like the movie?
We don't know, guys. we have a problem right here. And we've been getting lots of texts, guys, because we do have a riddle going on. 500 dirhams. You could be the winner. But, guys, we got the answer, and
Most of you who texted in are wrong.
wrong, guys. You guys are wrong. So we're going to give you a second chance, okay? We're not going to tell you the answer, but hint, hint. It is similar to something I mentioned in the previous segments. Now, some of you are saying, Aisha, we were not tuning in to the previous segment. But if you're listening to us right now through our live stream, maybe you can they go backwards a little bit?
Maybe.
Maybe. But okay, let me help you a
If
little
you're
bit.
on YouTube, you can actually go back
Yes.
and listen to our show where we...
Listen just from a couple of minutes ago where I kind of gave my educated guess. Now, my guess is wrong as well, but it's something similar to it, guys. Something similar to it. I'm trying to gesture. Again, tune into our YouTube so you can see me make some gestures.
Let's tell you the riddle one more time.
The multicam isn't even coming towards me. Can you please? Multicam?
Okay,
Give me-
hint,
Yes,
hint.
here. Hint. Something.
Similar to something we talked about.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the riddle one more time. Text us
Listen
4215. It's
properly.
allowed to do. It moves. It can go left, right, up, down, all around, but it stays still. What is it?
Stay still, because you
Text us.
move on it. Again, hint, but it's not the answers you've been sending us. Guys, you can Google it. Not sure if you can find it, but think about it carefully. You do still have some time before we will choose our winner at the end of the hour. Text us 4215, Etisalat or do.
All right, and that is it, guys. We're going to take a bit of a break, but coming up next, Netflix is redesigning its platform for kids, and it looks pretty spiffy. So stay tuned for that right here to the Evening Karak.
This is Pulse 95. This is Pulse 95. This is Pulse 95.
Apparently, Netflix is redesigning its kids section or at least kids profiles to make them more visually appealing and more fun and entertaining for kids. And I'm okay with it, but I feel like should they really be using the time and energy towards that instead of, for the millionth time, marketing their movies and TV shows? I know they're different departments, I get it. And it's all about, user friendliness, etc. And I know that kids are probably going to find a lot more fun to look at the screen, but I also don't think kids care enough.
Oh, they do.
They do,
I mean, have you seen the views on YouTube for those kid videos? Like,
no, I mean, see, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I know that they love the content. I mean, I have my cousin Manayar, and she loves Netflix Kids. I used to have a profile for her, but unfortunately, my other friend took it. And she used
Glad
to...
it wasn't me.
You already have one, Mikhail. How many accounts do you want?
Well, if HBO does get a Middle East account and you get it first,
okay.
it feels like I need to call dibs.
You already
have
have my Amazon Prime. How many do you need?
I can never get enough. You know me.
We'll see. I mean, if somebody else calls dibs before you, then it's too bad. But back to the kids' profiles. What I'm trying to say is that, no, I know that they enjoy the content on Netflix, but what I'm saying is that they already do. They already are engrossed in it.
Yeah.
It's not like they're gonna think too much. I understand the kids love things that are visually appealing to them, something that catches their eye. But if they know what is a Netflix kids profile and they already resort to it in the first place as their number one go-to place to watch this content.
I think what's happening here is the redesign purpose is to be a lot flashier and to get the kids addicted to just
That's a good
just
point.
to keep scrolling through the content, you
Actually,
know?
now that I think of it, it is a marketing ploy as well.
For children.
For children, for specific movies, perhaps, that they want
Kids
to
are easy to
push.
crack, but adults aren't, you know?
Actually, like adults as well. I mean, if you keep on playing something in the front, I mean, that's exactly how a lot of those movies end up becoming trending in the country, or we end up watching them because we keep seeing them flashing
Like
on our
Thunder
front
Force.
page. Khalas, just get over it, Mikhail.
I'm trying.
Get over it.
I'm trying.
You can get over it. Just rewatch it. Rewatch it.
God, no.
And you will change your mind, maybe.
Bismillah.
But back to that. I mean, for example, one of my favorite new TV shows that are on Netflix that I wouldn't have come across if it did not show it to me a million times, because it was based on the algorithm of the stuff I show, was called My Agent, and it kept on appearing again and again and again. I was like, fine, I will watch it. And it instantly became my favorite, which then I went ahead and told my friends about it, and they even enjoyed it as well. So I agree. Actually, I believe that, yes,
Its purpose is to get kids addicted to Netflix.
yes, addicted to Netflix, and it is kind of a marketing ploy. What do you guys think? Text us 4215. Actually, no. Do not text us about this. Text us about the riddle, because as we have been telling you guys, you're sending the wrong answer. The answer is not correct. We're trying to extend the time.
We're already late at this hour, so can we just say that the one answer is completely wrong, so they can try to go for another?
Yes, because there's one answer that all of you are sending that is wrong, but there's a small group of you who have actually got it correct.
Okay,
So think about it carefully.
So the one word that let's say the riddle: what goes left, what goes right, what goes up and down and round, but stay still. A lot of you answered staircase. Wrong.
It's not right. It's not right. We basically gave it to you guys. It's not staircase. We're going to be waiting for your answers as we move on to a very important debate. Because Nintendo released a new color of the Nintendo Switch Lite, which has left everybody divided. Is it blue or is it purple? Stay tuned for that and so much more right here on the Evening Karak.
This is Pulse 95.
It's the last couple of minutes of the hour, which means that it is time to reveal the winner of the riddle. And we've been trying to hint to you guys that even though like at least 10 of you or 15 of you have been sending the same answer, it is wrong. And we've told you guys it is not a staircase. And some of you have been quite creative. We love your creativity. Before we say the answer, can you please read to us some of the unfortunately wrong answers? Don't say their names.
So what's the riddle? The riddle is it goes straight, it goes left, right, it goes up and down, it goes all around, but stays still.
Yes.
People have answered mountain, water slide.
Hold on, mountain.
Because I said hill, so
you know what? Mountain makes more sense to me than hill, but actually hill now makes sense now that I think of it.
So he kind of had the same idea I did. Person said elevator.
I've never seen an elevator that goes right and left and round, guys.
Okay, this other one, age.
Very abstract.
Very abstract.
But again, we're not doing a Benjamin Button thing. It doesn't go up and it goes up and not down. Neither does it go around. My luck does, but not age, unfortunately.
And the rest of them all said stairs. There's some really nice comments.
Somebody said sun, didn't they?
Somebody said sun as well.
If the sun is moving around right and left and up and down, I would be terrified.
Now, there were some people who said what they would do with the 500 dirhams.
Oh, we love those. We love your creative answers.
Shout out to Notion. He says, I would spend the 500 buying a water tank with a fish pet.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
That is pretty cool, even though probably might need, depending on the fish, because again, I watch a lot of those pet videos. Depending on the fish, you might need more than 500 dirhams, but if you keep on answering and you might win several times throughout the month, that would be enough to buy any sort of fish and an aquarium.
Another person said, I would want to buy Ramadan vanilla scented lanterns for my apartment.
Yes, vanilla scented lanterns. Now that I haven't heard of. Vanilla scented candles, yes, but that is super cool. Totally, 100% support you on doing that. But unfortunately, you did have the wrong answer.
Here's another time. I'm sorry, that's not
beautiful. Abstract.
It's a lovely guess, but it's not the right one.
But it just shows that you also don't tune into the afternoon Karak or the evening Karak, because one of my most repeated quotes is, time is linear.
There it is.
Some physicists might come up and call me right now and argue with me that it is not, but I'm just talking as a humble person who doesn't understand physics. We know that time is linear and moves forward.
Speaking of time, it's time to announce the winner. There are 3 people that from that whole list that got it right. We're going to spin the wheel right now. Let's do it.
Spinning the wheel.
Drum roll.
My fingers hurt, man. I can't do that.
And the winner is...
The winner is...
Lemia Trevenak. Congratulations.
The answer is... You didn't tell me the answer.
The answer is road.
The answer was road. Guys, I was trying to hint at you. Remember when I was talking about a roundabout? It turned out to be road. Like, we were told that you're kind of right, Aisha. And I'm like, but what was the answer? A road.
So close, yet so far. And
okay.
Honestly, thank you guys for joining the riddle, tuning in.
It was a lot of fun.
Much fun.
We love your creative answers. So when we come back tomorrow with another riddle, we expect something as creative as today. And hopefully, inshallah, one of you guys who answered wrongly today could be one of the winners tomorrow.
Yeah, we're still in day 2 Ramadan. There's a lot more 500 dirham cashes to win.
27 to 26 more days, guys. You got plenty of time to join in this riddle competition. Also, if you're tuning into Pulse 95 throughout the entire day, you might get to listen to the riddle more than once and be prepared to send in all your answers from 7 a.m., 8 a.m., all the way till 8 and 9 p.m. And with that, we say good night. Hope you guys your tummies are full and you're ready for the 3rd day of Ramadan. That is tomorrow. Make sure you're tuning in from 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. for none other than Aisha and Mikhail of the Evening Karak, only here on Pulse 95.
If you liked this episode of Evening Karak, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.